On March 25th, India went into an immediate and intense nationwide shutdown. 1.3 billion people banned from leaving their homes, most visas and international travel suspended.
We went for a holiday and I came back earlier, but my wife and my daughter, they stayed back. My wife has certain health conditions which really needed to be taken care of. I was very, very nervous and very scared. What if something happens to her in a complete lockdown? How will she get to the hospital?
Australian citizens and residents like KAVITA and SANJEEV were also left in a dangerous limbo.
We were very apprehensive about the situation over there at that point in time. It was better that we returned. We were obviously very keen to find a flight that would take us.
So far, more than 2,700 Aussies have managed to return from India on 9 different flights. And this week, 3 Qantas flights are set to bring at least another 500 people back. But it's not easy to secure a seat. The flights sell out within about 20 minutes.
We tried for about 6 flights and we didn't get through any of them because they sold out very quickly. We were also waitlisted on this flight and very lucky when we got the call on Friday morning. That call was the best call I've ever had in my life.
That call came from VISHAL, SARDANA and Arun Sharma, who after struggling to get their own family members on a flight back, took matters into their own hands, organising a private charter to get vulnerable Australians home.
It was a really tough task, to organise all of this and put this all together.
With some extra help from DFAT, the Singapore Airlines jet landed in Sydney last night, delivering 321 passengers safely home.
It was quite amazing. It was quite touching actually that so many people got involved in assisting us to come back. Kudos to Vishal for holding it all together, because in a situation like this, there's a lot that can go wrong.
This is something that we'll remember all our life if this goes as a success. And I said, we've got to do it. We've got to take that personal risk and make sure that we get these people back.
We just heard from Arun, one of the CAREFLIGHT organisers, and now we're joined by the other half of the team, Vishal, whose parents were on that flight. Vishal, what an amazing thing to have organised. How did it all come about?
Well, it's a story to tell, isn't it? So I found out about the lockdown when my parents were in India. So that was just an overnight thing which happened, and I was gobsmacked to hear that they're in lockdown, they can't come back. And I had a fear in my mind that I may get a call in the middle of the night saying your parents have contacted COVID. And I just started exploring options to extract them from India, and I was not getting anywhere. Written to every single politician that I can imagine, but I got a response from them as well, but there were no options. Then I started exploring the options around arranging charter flights. And then I found out it's just not my parents, there are several other parents of others, those who are in the same position, same situation. They're craving for help, crying out loud, but nobody's there to help them out. So I said, why don't we just join forces and everybody just help each other and just arrange a charter flight? So the journey started from there on.
Vishal, how do you go about organising something like, casually chartering your own plane? Is that something you can Google?
I wish the answer was on the Google. Our lives would have been much easier. No, it was a mammoth of the task. The whole team worked together. We made a lot of mistakes. We have never done anything like that before. It was a very detailed process that we had to follow. We had a group of people, those who helped us writing petitions to the politicians and government. We put a detailed proposal together, which went to ABF, got their approval, got their blessing, and then Australian High Commission supported us a great deal in arranging local approvals from Indian authorities. And without their support, ABF and Australian High Commission, we would not have been able to pull this off.
Great work, mate. And how hard were things over there for your parents?
It was quite dire. I'll give you a few examples. Okay, India went into lockdown just overnight without any preparations. My parents, they didn't have any groceries stocked up. My dad, who's chronically ill, he needs his medication all the time, and he was running out of his medication. My mum didn't have her medication at all. So the situation is very dire. You can't go out on the street because you get beaten up by police, basically. It's like a big bamboo cane. You are out, then you get a bashing. So it's quite serious there. And I'm hearing stories from my friends, those who work in healthcare system in there. Doctors are afraid in going near, and nurses are afraid in touching patients because they don't have proper PPE, proper equipment. And they're just left to die. So the situation in India is very different from what's been reported in media. So that was my biggest fear. And that's why we fought really hard to extract our families from India, and in doing so, we decided to help the vulnerables as well.
Well, congratulations, Vishal. You should be so proud of your achievement. You have touched so many lives and saved lives. Thanks for speaking with us tonight.
Thank you very much.